Hi all, welcome to Bobby Q Cooks. This week, we're doing a pork butt. And some of you are thinking, are we cooking a pork's butt? No, we're not. It's actually the shoulder.
No shit.
And there's bone in there, which we'll pull out at the end, which is really cool because if you do it right, no meat comes out with the bone.
I don't like it when you say things.
But no, it's pork shoulder basically, and we create pulled pork with this, and that's what our project is today. Now, I got this new gadget for my birthday / Christmas. It's weird. It's too many details to go into.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Anyway, it's the Smoke X4, okay? And basically it's a thermometer that I set up before I start cooking to let me know what the temperature of the grill is, and then another probe that I can put into the meat to keep track of the meat's temperature the entire time, making my job a lot easier. Now, with pork, we can go two routes. We can go the Texas style like we did with the brisket, which could just be salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, fine. But today I'm going to go with my own creation, okay? This is my own barbecue rub, and also we're going to do a video later on this week on how to create this rub and your own rub. So you can come up with your own weird thing to put on your meat before you cook it. Just like last week, we're going to go the same route. I'm going to use olive oil. You can use mustard, that's fine too. You can also use that sauce that starts with a W that I struggled with mightily to pronounce the last time. Not going to try it again this time. Same idea though. That olive oil on. And when we coat the... I should have opened this before I got all messy and everything. Got it. Remember, clean hand, dirty hand. We learned that lesson last time. Anyway, this week's lesson. Open your up before you use it. Open your stuff up before you use it. Okay, here we go.
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
So we're just going to sprinkle this on. This is actually a sweet rub. I use a good bit of brown sugar in my rub. But it's got a lot of things that you can find in your cabinet. Paprika, a little bit of chili powder. I think I put a touch of cayenne in there too. You might get all sides of it, really get it in there. This is going to really flavor that meat for you. This is going to make a pretty sweet tasting pulled pork. Some of you may be wondering, Bobby, why are you so dressed up today? For us? No, it has nothing to do with you all. Not at all. I have another project I'm working on, a video project, and I have to do that today too.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
We're going to flip that bad boy over. Now, you've also noticed too, we've got a ton of fat on this side, but with pulled pork, we want to keep all that fat. That's really what's going to flavor this meat. So there isn't a whole lot of trimming. Some competition style cookers may trim a little bit. That's strictly for competition looks, okay? That has nothing to do with what we're doing today, which is just making a real easy pulled pork. I think personally that the pulled pork, without a doubt, is the easiest long cook meat you can handle. There's not a lot of work involved. You put it on the grill, you make sure your grill doesn't get above, we're cooking today between 235 and 265. We don't want it to go below or above that. As long as you do that and you wait for your meat to hit temp, which is 205 degrees, much like the brisket, then you're good to go.
That was easy.
This is pretty simple. You could basically call this the idiot's guide to barbecue, because there's not a lot to it. And that's it. We're all seasoned. Now we're going to take it, put it on the grill, because I got my little Smoke X from ThermoWorks, and it tells me we're ready to roll. Our grill is temping perfectly. There's no wind today, so I can talk to you outside. I'm gonna lift this bad boy up and put this pork butt on. we've got our probe in there, and then I've got this bad boy that's going to go into the center part of the thickest point, and we're good to go. And that's how you set up for pulled pork. Shut up. Okay, as you can see, we are now temping at 201 degrees, which is going to allow me to let it rest for about a half an hour. It'll cook a little more than that, maybe get up to 205, but this is the exciting moment where we pull it off of the grill. Now, I wrapped it at about 155 degrees to speed up the cooking process. Take this out. So now it's the unveiling of our pork butt. Feel very good about this, but you never know. As I open it up, oh wow. You can see, had nice bark on it. We've got super spongy, look at that. Great juice down low. Now, this is the most exciting moment of a pulled pork. You know you've done your pulled pork well when you can pull the bone out and it has no meat attached to it. This will be the one time where I have meat attached to it. Of course, take a look at that. Huh? That bone out, clean. Now, how do you pull pork? Well, you could buy those ridiculous claws that you see on the internet. What's the point of that? It's a waste of money. You just go in and you just pull. Break it apart, nice and easy, bit by bit. That is how you pull pork. And you can see that is juicy, that is wonderful. Once I get this pulled, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour some of this fat out. I just want to leave it in there for now just to keep the meat moist. Really add a little extra flavor as we're pulling it. And before I finish pulling, I'm just going to give it a little taste. A little taste-a-roo. Let's get a small piece here. Something that's manageable. Oh, it's hot. Hot, 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 hot. There we go. That's how you do pulled pork, baby. Thanks for tuning in this week. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us, and let me know what you do with your pulled pork. This stuff's delicious. So just to recap what we did with our pulled pork today. First thing I did out of the bag, I washed it off, then I dried it off. After I washed it off and dried it off, I put it on the cutting board. After it's on the cutting board, I douse it in olive oil. You can choose mustard if you like. You can also do Worcestershire sauce if you want as well. After that, I used my own personal rub. There'll be a video about that later. After I coat it with my seasoning, or you can also do a simple Texas seasoning, which is salt, pepper, and garlic powder, I then take the pork butt, put it on the grill, which has come to temp between somewhere 235 degrees, 265 degrees, 275 degrees, wherever you're comfortable cooking at. We then had it on the grill there for about 9 hours. At about the 5-hour mark, when I was at 155 degrees, I wrapped it, Texas crutch, expedite through the stall, got to 204 degrees, or I think it was 201 degrees, pulled it off, let it rest for a half an hour, pulled it at a half an hour, tasted it, amazing. Now we're gonna eat it. Thanks for tuning in.